alla Fullfest hela dagen. Mjöl från livets grottekvarn. Fullfest hela dagen. Smått och stort, det har vi alltid gjort. Så det är fullfest hela dagen. Alla fullfest hela dagen. Mjöl från livets grottekvarn. Fullfest hela dagen. Smått och stort, det har vi alltid gjort. Så det magra och tjocka ska ha det bra.
got the smoke. You put dry ice and just water, it makes a spooky smoke. Now, I've made a soapy mixture right here that I'm hoping if I get enough of it, it'll be super soapy, that it will leave a bubble ring on this. I think we did it. It caught the smoke. Do you see that?
Yes.
Don't touch anything, just watch it. What's gonna happen there?
It's making a bubble.
It's making a bubble. Look at that bubble. Oh my goodness, how big is that bubble gonna get?
Bigger than the oil.
Big! Okay, here's my hand behind the bubble. Put it spread out and I'm gonna close it. Oh my gosh, it's a huge bubble.
Yeah, that's the second hugest bubble I ever seen.
Okay, here's 1, 2, let's see how high it gets. At one point it's gonna implode on itself and it's gonna open up and the smoke's gonna come out. Let's see. Whoa! What just happened?
It was raining.
It's exploded.
Want to try?
Okay, here we go.
Do not pop it.
Now we can only do this a couple times before it turns into just bubbles in there. So, let's see what happens. All right, bud. Do you want to pop it, Tice? Hurry. Oh my goodness, look what's behind. Hurry, pop those. When we add soap to the water, it creates bubbles. So we can get another one of those big bubble things.
I wanted to try. What's that? We made a big bubble at first.
Okay. Oh, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that again.
So what is that?
Okay, let's see if we can do one more so that Tilly can see since she just got here. Let's see what happens. You can see the little things in there. I'm not sure if they're going to let it grow or not, or if they're going to explode it.
They're climbing up on their daddy.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
In a bubble.
Oh no, it's breaking on different spots. Sarah, do you want to pop the bubble? Do you want to pop it? If you want to do it, I'll let Tilly do it.
Yeah.
Oh, you already missed it. Hurry, pop some bubbles. All right, now I'm gonna have you move your foot so I can put this bubble mixture in. Oh, I hear it going.
It's made bubbles. Does the bubbles turn the dust or something?
No, I'm glad you asked, Tilly.
Does the bubbles turn the air?
The bubbles are just the soap mixture, and the carbon dioxide air that comes off of the soap, or that comes off of the dry ice, produces gas bubbles. So that's carbon dioxide bubbles. Hey guys, we're going to do a science experiment. You're going to want warm or hot water, Skittles, probably a toothpick or a small spoon like this right here, and a bowl. You want it to be rounded. See how there's that rounding arch in there? It's very important to have that part, otherwise this experiment will most likely fail. We're going to take some Skittles in the bowl. Try to avoid having that extra powdered dust behind. That will ruin your experiment, so I'm going to just dump these off on the counter. So these Skittles you're going to use on this plate. You're just going to pick them up. You're going to make a little archway around the outside. see. So while we're doing this, we're going to make a hypothesis or a guess as to what's going to happen. Why are the Skittles going to float? Are they going to slide down the plate? What's going to happen? Now once you've had your thoughts and your guesses, we're going to add our water. Ready? I'm going to add it slowly. I want it to go up and over the Skittles a little bit. Now, as we're looking, did any of the things that you thought would happen, happen? Because right now we're starting to see something. Can you tell? If you guessed that their color is seeping out, you'd be right. Now, this color is making what looks like a rainbow. This is the rainbow effect of the Skittles experiment. Let's see. Slowly go in. This is my favorite part about the experiment, watching the color seeping out. It's really cool. Does anybody know why the color is seeping out? If you guess because there's water, hot water or cold or warm or whatever water on it, that'd be right. It is dissolving the sugar, which is letting the color out. But there's also another effect going on. They're not mixing. The colors are staying a rainbow. Have you ever put food coloring in a cup? You put red and you put yellow and you get kind of a purple color when they go in. It's not doing that here. We've got some blues and yellows and they're not making green. That's because there's a wax coating on top of these Skittles. That wax coating is preventing them, as they're melting, from still mixing. So we've got our rainbow because a lot of our candy in America actually has a little bit of edible wax in it. Now, I'm going to grab a spoon and I'm going to show you just a little bit right here how it kind of swirls and mixes together a little bit. That is kind of a cool effect. Almost like you're making artwork. If you like to be artistic, this would probably be something fun to play with. But it mixes together, and right here, it's kind of making a brown color because all the colors together make brown. They slowly seeping out here. Now, another part of this effect that you don't get to see is the underbellies. So let's see, I'll mix this guy, flip him over. Flip a couple of these over. You can see all that color is gone. Let's see, we'll flip the green one over here over. See if we can flip some of these over. Isn't that kind of fun? Now, there's one more thing about this. If you're at home and you have some Skittles left over that you haven't put on the plate, go ahead and take one or two of those right now and eat it. Okay, now I want you to take one of these ones, or any of them that have pretty much no color on the underbelly. For instance, I'm going to take this one. Put it in your mouth. How does that taste? Does it taste like what you just ate? Probably not, because most of the flavoring was in that top coat. All right, my rainbow's almost complete. I'm a very impatient person, so this is a struggle for me to not play with it. If you're doing this at home, yours might be taking a little longer or a little faster, depending on your arch shape of the bowl and the temperature of your water. Now I've almost got a complete rainbow. This is a little bit past St. Patrick's Day, but I hope you can taste the color of the rainbow. Have a very fun, happy day. If your parents have a Costco membership, we bought the double chocolate chip muffins, and I cut the plastic out. Did you know that plastic shrinks when you melt it? Some of it will change colors. This one will shrink And what we can do is we can make an image on here. Let's see, right here we'll do a weird image there. We can add funky hair over here and make eyes and a smile. And then let's do right here, I'm gonna make let's see, a dog. And then we're gonna cut these out. Let's see if I can find my scissors. I'm just gonna take some scissors. I'm gonna cut without any edges. I'm gonna cut this one in a circle. Trim the sharp edges. Let's see. Gonna cut out the dog. Again, we don't want any sharp edges. All right. Now, we're going to take our 3, if I can pick them all up, 3 pieces of plastic. We're going to put them on a cookie sheet. Then we're going to come over the cookie sheet to the oven. And you're gonna put it on bake for 250. So we'll want to wait for it to preheat, and then we'll come back. All right, now that it's preheated, we're gonna take the tray. I'm gonna put it down in the stove. I'm gonna make sure our guys are not touching. And we're gonna close it, and we're gonna watch through the stove, through the glass. I'm gonna watch them curl. They'll curl almost all the way up. They might even touch, and then they'll curl back down. All right, we're gonna open up the stove now. They've all laid back flat down. Now that these guys are all laying flat again after being in the stove, we're gonna take them out. Put them up on our stove. Make sure you close the oven. All right. And you'll wanna lay them flat underneath something so they don't curl. So I'm gonna quickly get these guys out and stick some stuff on them so they don't curl back up. Let's see. As you can see, when you're done, they're going to be a little smaller than the space that they were in. They shrunk. But if you don't put them under something, they'll curl up. So when they're done, you want to make sure there's some weight on them. So our dog is nice and flat. Our smiley face dude is curled. Okay, today we're adding red food coloring to warm water. Let's see if we can, oh, it's really full. And yellow coloring to cold water. We're gonna learn about inversion and how hot water and cold water mix. Or if you want to know more about weather, it also will show how the hot air and the cold air work and how they move around each other in the air. I'm gonna wait just a minute longer, see if I can twist it, see if that will help it mix a little bit faster. All right. Looks like the yellow's ready and the red's being picky. Okay.
Mama,
Gonna put the cold water.
Okay.
On the bottom. I'm gonna take the hot water, flip it over. Yeah, see if we can line it up. See what happens. All right. The cold water and the warm water don't mix. It's just not mixing. It's pushing against each other. That pressure between each other is just pushing. The heat and the cold aren't mixing because they're being wedged. And everything like the gunk in the air or clouds and stuff are being converged together. So that is causing inversion. So this right here is our inversion. So now we're gonna watch what happens when you have the other. The cold air and the warm air are mixing together. So warm will rise and the cold will fall. And it will usually go in a cycle. So you should be able to see it kind of moving around. So it's mixing slowly. It's not going really fast. But that there is conversion and water movement. How the hot rises and cold falls amongst each other. Okay guys, today we're going to do another experiment. Experiment's fun? Yeah. So today we're going to see what happens when we put dish soap into food coloring and milk. Okay, Sarah. We're gonna pour our milk out. Got lots of milk in that cup in there, right? Yeah. Okay, now we're gonna get some food coloring. What color is this one? What color is this?
Blue.
Blue, yeah. Okay, now we're gonna put some yellow. Okay. Now we're going to put some red. Liquid food coloring isn't always all that easy to find, so if you can't get it, it's okay. You can watch this experiment. Next, we're going to use some dish soap. I want you to think, what do you think is going to happen to the food coloring, the milk, when we put dish soap in? I know, let's find out. Take a toothpick and dip it in the dish soap and then put it in the milk. Ready? Go ahead. Get your toothpick wet with soap. Okay, ready? Like that? Okay, put it in the milk. Whoa! We can control where the food coloring goes by where we put our soap. Isn't that cool? So dish soap is a cleaning agent, and with the cleaning agent, it makes the stuff mix. It's kind of a fun experiment you can do just to play with and have fun. Whoa! So cool. You wanted to play some more? You go ahead. And you guys, thanks for playing with us, and hopefully you having fun doing the same thing at your house. Hey guys, I have brought my kids on in that are home right now to help me with this experiment. Now I want to let you know that you can do this experiment with everything that usually you can find at home. So we've got 3 experiments. We're going to learn about pressure, air pressure, or gas pressures. We've got milk bottles, we've got pill bottles, we've got vinegar and baking soda. I have 2 different types of caps. This one pops out. It is a safety cap / lock cap. This one is not.
This was touching those lids.
You want to have a safety cap. If you don't have You only have these types. When you go to the pharmacy, ask for a safety cap one. They'll be a little different from this. Now, we're going to dump some vinegar into our container. Let's see if I can get it. Don't touch, Sarah. Wait until I tell you. So we're going to take some vinegar, just about that much. We're going to take a tiny bit of baking soda. I don't know if you'll be able to see the baking soda in there. Not very much. Okay. Now I want you to make a guess. What do you think is going to happen, guys? What do you think is going to happen? Okay, if you have all this stuff set up at home, or if you don't, pause the video and get it set up, and do it with us. Okay, I'm going to hand my kids their stuff. Okay, don't go until I tell you. Don't go until I tell you. You're going to take the container. I'm going to pretend that I have it in this one. You're going to dump it over, and then you're going to stick the lid in and push it down until you hear a click. Hey, Sarah, give me just a second. I got to give you a little bit more vinegar because you dumped it out. Okay. Are you marked? You set? Go, kids. Dump it out, over. Seal it.
It's coming up.
Whoa! What just happened? You see that happen? Did it happen at your house? Let's see. We got one more. Still waiting on it. Oh, we didn't make sure yours clicked. I don't know if yours is going to go. You don't get it on click. It doesn't build the pressure. That's a good find. We always have some experiments that work and some that don't. That's okay, because we've got another one. It's okay, Tice. This one's more foolproof. We have Alka-Seltzer. Not everybody has them at home, which is why we didn't do this one first. Everybody grab your lids. Remember, you're going to put it down until you hear it click. You're going to bring it a little closer so you can hear. That click, that's what we want. All right, I'm going to give you guys some Alka-Seltzer. You're going to do the same thing. You're going to put it in. It should have pretty close to the same effect. So you're going to just drop your Alka-Seltzer in. Okay, put yours in. Put yours in. Take your lid, click it on top, and let's see how long it takes to pop. Oh, it seems like it's taking a little longer. Okay, who's this going to pop first? Do you have a guess?
Me.
Whoa! Tyson went first. Is mine going to go? Woo! Mine went next. Oh, we got some vinegar spilled. What do you guys think?
Mine.
We're waiting on two more. Whoa! Yours! Let's see. Is yours quick? Yours is quick. Oh, we'll just wait for this last one to go. Oh, it's shaking. Sliding on some of the liquid from earlier. Now when you do experiments, you need to make sure you have a clean surface in your kitchen. Whoa! There we went. All right, we got one more experiment. I'm going to grab the camera. All right, we got one more experiment. I'm going to just move the camera over a little bit. Excuse the shaking. Now we've got these milk jugs. Milk bottles, we got pressure. We're going to put the lid on just a little bit, twist it just a tiny bit, not too much. We want it to be able to come off just a little bit. We're going to set our milk bottle down, and pressure is inside of there. So I want you guys to either take 1 foot and stop it, or 2 feet and jump on it. Tice, can you show me?
Yeah.
Whoa, there we shot off with air pressure. Tilly, your turn. There we go. Okay, go grab the milk lids. Now the nice thing about this one, you can hit your siblings with it, but that's not the nice part. You just blow back in the tube, and you got the pressure built up again. Here, Tice. I'm going to twist it a little bit tighter. Okay, let's see if you can get it to go this time. That's okay. Go ahead and do this one. Oh, yep, I did that one a little too tight. So when you do it too tight, it doesn't work. So, let's make sure it's on just enough. Ready? And there you have it. Fun experiment with pressure. We're going to learn about surface density. Okay, we're going to learn about surface density. Tinfoil on itself will lay on the surface. Now, if I take one of the other parts and I crinkle it up, it's just going to be a ball that will float. But what if I add weight on the inside? Let's see, how about we take 4 pennies and I put it on this, wrap it up in there, 4 pennies, it sinks immediately. Do you think if we added pennies on top of this paper, that would make the paper flop around and sink? Let's see, put that in half. Okay, ready? We're going to sit it down. How many pennies is it going to hold? Oh, it's holding quite a few. Oh, but then it collapsed inside of itself. What on earth happened there? Well, today we're going to build a boat and see how many pennies we can get to let it float. So, we're going to call in 2 other siblings. Oh, Tilly! Tice, come here. Come here, we're going to help you guys make some boats.
Boats?
You need to make a boat out of tin foil.
Hey.
Go make a boat, however you think. You want to make it to where it can float.
Yeah.
Okay. Gonna make a boat? Great. Well, let's make a point. We can flop it over. Well, explore. This is a hands-on. No matter what you do, you're not doing it wrong. See, I made mine really, really deep. I'm gonna make sure it can hold lots of pennies. Do you think that that's gonna work? All right, let's see. Whoop. As I lose some of my pennies. It just sunk. Let's see if I...
Mommy, I just made my own kind of boat.
You made a boat?
Yeah.
All right. Come on over here. Okay, I'm gonna put a couple pennies in line at a time. Let's see how long it takes until it sinks. All right. Oh, mine sank. Oh, it's okay. You don't... Okay, you're gonna squish me out. That makes sense. Okay. Where's yours? That's your boat? Okay, we're gonna stick it inside and I'm gonna slowly add pennies to it. Maybe, if I can get pennies inside of it. Let's see, add some more pennies. What's going on with your boat? Is it, oh! Did you see what happened there?
Yeah, my boat sank.
It sunk, but it was able to hold quite a lot of pennies. Look at all those pennies your boat held. All right. Let's see, Miss Tilly, are you ready for yours?
Yeah.
Will yours float or will it sink?
I don't know.
All right. Let's add 1 penny and
No.
your boat capsized. It flipped over.
This is my boat. No, this is my boat.
That's okay. All right, Sarah. We're gonna wrinkle and crinkle yours up. Around the edges, yep. Just like so.
Yeah. Now put in. Mine was so bad. Mine only holded one penny.
No. Let me do it, please. All right. Let's go ahead and put some pennies on Sarah's. You see what's happening here? Sarah's has more surface tension, so it was able to hold more. And hopefully, you guys have fun. Okay, there's one more piece of paper right here. Alright. Okay guys, today we're learning about density again. We're going to see if our pops sink or float. We're going to put that in. Woo! What a splash! Now pops, a lot of people think that they only sink or they only float. Go ahead, Sarah. Okay, go ahead. Will it sink or will it float? Oh, we got a sinker. Okay, go ahead and put those two in. Whoa! Okay, get down. See, if we push them down, will they all stay down or will they come back up? Yeah. Why is that, Sarah?
It's a fat here.
Let's hear you. Say it again.
My back.
Yeah? It's because these three down here are pure sugar. These ones are Diet Cream Soda, Dr. 10, Coke Zero. They're all made with artificial sweeteners. And artificial sweeteners are extremely light. All right. Okay, we're going to move on. We're going to do another thing with our pop. Right, guess what we're going to do now? We're going to play with the exploding pops. Shake the pop up. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake the pop. Shake the pops. Shake it, 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 shake all the pops. Make pressure. Ah, we're going to make pressure. Hurry, hurry, pressure the pop. Make pressure in those pop cans. On slowly. Okay, keep shaking. Shake, shake, shake. Okay, what happens when we shake our pop up super well? Shake, 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 shake. Are we ready to see? Ready to see? Here we go. What happens when you shake it? Ah! It goes all over everywhere. Is there a way that we can make the pop not explode? Should we try? Should we try tapping the top of the can? Yeah? Okay, let's shake the pop up. Shake, 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 shake. Are you crazy? I'm crazy! Oh. Okay, don't go. Okay, tap the top. Tap the bubbles out. Tap. All right, let's see. Did that do it? Oh, it's still coming out on us. No, that didn't do it. That is, ooh, gross. There's lots of pressure in there. Did you know that, we're gonna try tapping the side this way for about a minute. When you shake up your pop, you actually make all the carbonation inside expand and try to escape the can. There's little spots all over the sides of the can on the inside. Little teeny tiny microscopic holes that it clings to. So when it opens, all that pressure pushes out. So what we're doing right now is we're tapping the side. We're tapping the side of the pop can. By tapping the side of the pop can, we're saying, hey, bubbles, go back in the pop. Don't go on the sides. Don't go on the sides. Go on the sides. And we'll see if that worked. You ready? It did. Remember shaking up that pop can really well? The Dr. Pepper. It had a little bit of explosion, but this 7-Up, woo! All right. We are going to play with cans and pressure. So we're going to put our empty can, just enough to get just a tiny bit of water. So see when I put it over, it's like nothing coming out. That's all we need. I'm going to put it over here on my hot plate. Scoot on over. And when you can see steam, like right here I can see some steam coming out, then we know that it's pretty close, if not ready. So I'm going to see which one we got is ready. Ready. And what? The pressure from inside the can, when that hit the water, push all the pressure out. By doing that, it sucked in all that water. Did you see that? Let's try it again. Pressure, heat, suck that can in and all that water. And remember, when we put water in it to go, there was nothing. So watch, I'm gonna flip it over. No air. Oh, there's no water. Now there's tons of water. I know I'm crazy and I'm probably. All right, today we have a whole bunch of candy. If you have some at home, I want you to gather it up in a jar and I want you to see how your experiment differs from ours. So we're learning about density. Density is how things are made, how much is actually in the size of its space. So for instance, nerds are very, very small, but they have probably a thick density. If it's thick enough, it's going to sink to the bottom. So these nerds rain into the bottom. And if you bite into a nerd, you know that it's just all the same stuff. Now, our next thing we're gonna try is a Hershey's Kiss. It's got some heaviness to it, so I'm guessing it will definitely sink. If I break open the Hershey's Kiss, let's see, break it open, you can see that it's got no density. It's all thick. It's all one size. So let's go ahead and try our Reese's egg. What's going to happen? Let's say. Let's go ahead and look at the inside of it. It's different from the rest, but it also has a different density, a different something. All right. So I'm guessing that if this Reese's egg sunk, so is this Reese's. Let's double check and make sure the inside looks the same. What do you think? Do they look the same? Two of them put together? Yeah, they're the same. So, by that logic, all my candy's sinking, so wait a minute. Let me just toss some candy in there. And some of it sank and some of it didn't. I wonder what's going on there. A Whopper has kind of a cracker inside of it. That density is a lot lighter. There's almost like air inside of it. Now, a Crunch has little wafers in there too. So I would guess, based off knowing that the mini Whopper wafers float, that this one would float too. And it didn't. So we know that that one didn't work. Does that mean that none of these other candies are gonna float? We got one left, a Kit Kat. What's gonna happen there? It floats. Okay. What makes the Kit Kat different from the Crunch, the Hershey's Kiss, or the Reese's? It's got that wafer cookie stuff inside. So there you have it. Our density may be the same feeling of size, but the weight and what it's made up of has a different density. Hey guys, I'm here with my daughter Tilly. And we are going to make some
Plastic!
Yeah, so we're gonna need a bowl, a strainer, cookie cutters so we can mold them, something to stir with. We're gonna need warm milk, so we're gonna put it in the microwave for 1.5 minutes. We've already done that. And we're going to need vinegar. We're going to need vinegar. We're gonna need 4 tablespoons of vinegar. Remember, make sure there's a full thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, start stirring. Now you should start seeing it clump. If you're doing this at home and you've gathered everything up and are doing it with us, you should be seeing it start clumping. Oh, there we go, that's clumping. Keep going, girl. So that clumping is going to be our plastic. So the vinegar breaks down stuff inside of the milk that produces our plastic. Now this process is going to actually take a couple nights. We're going to make this, we're going to set it out, and we're going to come back to it periodically through the next couple nights just to look and see how it's progressing, which will be in our video, so you'll have to wait longer on yours, but you'll be able to see ours when it's done. All right, I think we've got enough stirring there. We'll kind of scrape some of our plastic back in. Okay, can you get the strainer and hold it for me in the bowl? Here we go. The strainer is going to collect all of our plastic chunks. There's quite a bit of plastic chunks. Where is that spoon? There it is. It's going to help kind of push some of the liquid out before I go adding more. That didn't really work. We'll scrape it to the side and see if we can drain some of that so we can get more plastic. Right. Let's get our plastic chunks. All right. Now with Oh, I just smeared milk on me, vinegar milk. Ugh. All right, so we have got our plastic. Here we are. We're gonna take it and set it here, the strainer, so I can get this stuff out of the way. Go ahead, set it, just set it there. Just set it down. Okay, now we're gonna take our mold and we're gonna put our plastic in it. Go. It is okay to get messy. If you absolutely can't handle it, then I guess we can spit it in.
It's hot.
Okay, well, I guess we can use a spoon. Okay, we're gonna push it down. We want our plastic down. Can you do that, please? Get the plastic squished down. No, you wanna get it up in your horn. You wanna have a horn in there, right?
I wanted a cat because
You don't want the horn?
Cat. There's no cat.
You don't want the horn?
Yeah.
All right, we'll start over. Push it down this way. So this is giving us our mold. Let's get that right here to block it. Okay, get your cat pushed down. Really good. Push down a little harder, girl. There you go. We want it hard. We want to get that mold in there. Let that liquid kind of get out. All right, now I've got an egg shape. Since Easter's right around the corner, I thought maybe we should have an egg. Now you can color it beforehand. Do you want to help me push that down? Push it down in the egg mold. When you're mixing your milk, or even the vinegar stuff, when you're mix the milk color, put coloring in it. All right, go. Okay, so we've got our egg, and we got our cat that we decided to do instead of a unicorn. We're gonna take those and we're gonna set it aside. And when we do, we're gonna take off the cookie cutter and let it dry, or we can leave it on, whichever one you prefer. I'm going to leave the egg off, and we're gonna leave the unicorn cat that she's decided to do without the horn, and leave it that way. So we will see you tonight just to look at it and see how it's progressing, and then we'll look tomorrow, and the next night we should be hopefully done.
Yeah.
So hopefully you're doing this at your house, and we are gonna have some fun watching it.
Yeah.
Guys, we've got our plastic. We've got another day. I'm gonna flip it over because it's wet on the back and dry on the front to help it dry out, and we'll see what it looks like tomorrow. We are now done. We've got this sweet, hard plastic. My little girl's gonna love it. We're gonna paint them later on. And that's, I guess, something you could do at your house too. Enjoy it. Okay guys, this experiment is going to take you about a week. So make sure that you have the patience before starting it. What we're gonna need is a pan right here, a thing of water, sugar, measuring cup, a glass jar. You're gonna want clothespins, a dowel, or you can use string, and a plate to rest it on. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get our dowel wet. Okay, got it wet. Now we're gonna put it in the sugar. We wanna coat this sugar, the stick as best we can with sugar. See that? You can kind of see the sugar. Let's see if I can get it to focus. All right. So then we're going to set the sugar stick down, and we're going to let it dry. Okay? The next thing we're going to do is take 1 cup of water. We're going to put it in our pan, and we're going to take 3 cups of sugar. Sometimes I like to add just a little bit more. It doesn't need it, just because things almost done, if I feel like it. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take our pan with all the sugar and water over to the stove, and we're gonna heat it up. Let's head on over there. Now make sure you have a parent to help you with this. Don't just decide to do it on your own without somebody watching and helping you that can make sure that you don't burn yourself. because the sugar mixture will be hot. So as we begin to cook it, we're going to need to stir it. So you're going to want something to stir with. You're just going to stir it until all the sugar is dissolved. Let's see if you can see the sugar. And I'll go ahead and when it gets dissolved, show you from there. As you can see, we're making a thick liquid mixture. It's going to be more of like a syrup that you can think of. So we're going to stir this until we can see the pan color at the bottom. Remember, have somebody here helping you. Don't just do it by yourself. All right, as you can see, it is now boiling. We can turn the stove down and stir it and see if we can see through. If that doesn't work, it is okay to turn it completely off and let the bubbles stop. As you can see, we can see all the way through it. You can see that color down here at the bottom. It's got a lot of bubbles, but you can see through, can see the pan swirl over here. That means it is done. So we are ready to move it over to our jar. Okay, we've got our pan. And we're ready to pour it into our jar. So we're gonna move our sugar out of the way. And this is where you want somebody to help. You're not strong enough. You're gonna pour the sugar into the jar. All right. You can see through it. You can see how that looks. That is the color that we want in it. Now we're gonna let our jar sit for about a minute or two. It's going to cool down, and once it's cool, then we're gonna put our stick with the sugar in it. We don't wanna put our stick in right now while it's burning hot because the sugar will dissolve. The point of the sugar on the stick is to give a surface for sugar crystals to grow to. So our jar right here is really hot, and we want to be able to put the stick in when it's cooled down so we can grow sugar crystals. So you can add food coloring. Usually you add it when you're cooking it. I'm gonna see if we can get any food coloring to mix in this sugar mixture. All right. So that will be our color. We're gonna let it sit again for probably another couple minutes. And then we'll add our stick in. All right, now that we've let it cool for about 10 minutes, we're gonna take our stick, and we're gonna make sure it's about an inch or so from the bottom. Then we're gonna take our clothespins and just put them right on top of each other. We're gonna put it in. We don't want it to touch the bottom. That is a very important thing. Next thing is we're gonna take a plastic bag, we're gonna poke a hole in it and go down over. We wanna put it over our paper clips. Try our best not to stir the stick too much. And make sure that the stick's not touching any walls while it's in there, which is what I'm trying to do right now. Okay. It's not touching the bottom and it's not touching any walls. Let's bring you closer so you can see right there. It's not touching any walls or the bottom. Then we're gonna put it in a cool, not really humid place, which usually is a spot away from everything else on your counter. All right, now we're just gonna add our jar with the other two that I was making earlier, and we're gonna monitor them every day for about a week. So let's go ahead and watch our fun crystals grow. As you can see now, we've already got some crystalline going. So hopefully ours will get really good later on. Hey guys, it's been a little while. We're gonna take out our sugar crystal. And we're gonna put it on our paper towel to dry. And then afterwards, bon appetit.
Keep popping and it's going faster.
So right now we're watching our physical and chemical reactions. We
Yeah.
put this popcorn in and we let it heat up.
It's going faster.
Yeah, it's going fast. So this is a physical change that we're watching. All the popcorn popping. When you're at home, why don't you guys go ahead and put one of these in the microwave and enjoy it afterwards. So we're watching it pop. And the chemical reaction is the butter, the way and the salt that's inside, how it mixes together and melts and turns really hot with the heat. And we're stirring it with a little turner inside of it.
Let's watch Mickey Mouse.
All right, we're gonna watch a movie afterwards. This is a fun way to have a great adventure, making popcorn, watching science work at its best, and then enjoying family time.
Yep.
And the best part is you can choose what movie.
Yeah.
Maybe your parents can let you choose between one or two movies. And ask you which one you want.
I only like Mickey Mouse. 200 shows of Mickey Mouse. Really do. Oh, let's go to Mickey Mouse.
All right. The physical reaction is going fast. So it took a second to get started, and then as soon as it got started, it's really taken off. Have you ever wondered what it looks like inside of a bag when it's popping? This is exactly what you get.
Yep, it's popping out.
So instead of it being in a bag, we get to see it inside this bowl as it slowly grows.
Yep.
Now I'm listening for it to slow down. When it slows down, I'm going to listen. I'm going to count to 3. And if there's no pops in the time I say 1, 2, 3, then I'm going to know it's done.
It's opening up.
Yeah.
It's starting to bloom. And popcorn falls out.
So 1,
They thought they are inside the bowl.
1, 2,
3.
1, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I know it's done, so I can turn it off. I'll let it sit there for a second before I turn it over. Now you guys, I hope your bag of popcorn is just as full as our popcorn that we're gonna enjoy. Have a good one, and thanks for watching our science experiment.
I can't forget the day we met. Your eyes so blue, me piercing through. I can't forget the day we met. Your smile so bright, it made me swoon. Our love is like a summer's day, hot and endless in a magic way. Whenever I see you, all I can think is my summer love. Been waiting for you, my love. My summer love. Been waiting for you, my love. I can't forget the day we met. You looked so fly in your red Corvette. Your hair, your look, your everything. When I see it all, I knew that you were mine. I'm in love with your hair, your lips, your silhouette in the moonlight shine. With my love you won't ever be alone. My summer love, been waiting for you, my love. Completely a fool, been waiting for you, my love.